the Inkatha Freedom Party has joined a list of political parties that say they won't join a coalition with the ANC in hung municipalities. Now, the IFP is securing an outright majority in 16 councils, a significant jump from the 7 councils it won back in 2016. The party says it's willing to enter into coalition discussions with parties such as the EFF and the DA, but says it will not entertain the African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal. IFP President Velenkosini Hlabisa joining us now from the city of Durban, eThekwini municipality. Bob Hlabisa, thank you very much for your time. Let me start with the controversial matter here. Your refusal to work with the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, can that position be changed at any point? Are you able to be swayed by the national leadership of the ANC?
Good morning, Toli, as well as the viewers of Newzroom Afrika. The leadership of the ANC at a national level really can work very hard to change our decision, because we were very sober and had reflected enough on that decision. You see, Toli, the national leadership of the ANC itself is aware that they have kept us, stringing us along for a long time. There are outstanding matters that are being discussed between the national leadership on the issue of reconciliation. We will need to cross that bridge first before anything can be done or can be considered to change our stance.
Yeah.
But we had reflected very well on it.
Reconciliation among the key issues that you want dealt with first in KZN. What are we talking about specifically?
You see, Toli, the reconciliation is a national matter between the ANC and the IFP. The propaganda that was made or fed to the people of South Africa has to be corrected by the ANC leadership. But when you come to KwaZulu-Natal, in KwaZulu-Natal, during the election campaign, the ANC leadership was very aggressive, insulting the IFP, insulting the founder of the IFP. The ANC leadership has been very arrogant when it comes to the IFP, and this dates back to 2011 after the local government election and again in 2016. The ANC leadership in KwaZulu-Natal has gone against the national leadership of the ANC by naming Zululand region Mzala Nxumalo. And Mzala Nxumalo wrote a book which was very bad on the founder of the IFP, and we are not going to compromise until the ANC leadership in KwaZulu-Natal stop being arrogant, and that is what made people even reject them, because people of KwaZulu-Natal have protested against ANC, and they adopted an attitude of being a big brother, not caring of what the voters are saying. And that attitude, they keep on demonstrating it to the IFP. That is why we are not prepared to entertain any coalition with the ANC leadership of KwaZulu-Natal.
Very briefly for me, Bob Hlabisa, how would you describe your relationship with the leader of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, who doubles up as Premier, Sihle Zikalala?
We have good relations with Sihle Zikalala outside the political arena. But when it comes to political issues, I must say a lot will have to be done so that we normalize the situation between the two organizations. But of course, these relations have to stem from the national leadership of the ANC, and KwaZulu-Natal has to toe the line. The relations at a political level between the ANC and IFP nationally are very good, which is contrary to KwaZulu-Natal. Go to Gauteng, relations between the provincial leaders at a political level are good, contrary to KwaZulu-Natal.
One of the conditions, Mr. Hlabisa, on the ANC possibly working with the IFP in KwaZulu-Natal, could it be hinged on the coronation of the king right now in KwaZulu-Natal, and that is King Misuzulu Kazwelithini? Is that one of the conditions, you think?
Not at all. The coronation of the king has nothing to do with politics. As a resident and a subject of the king, as a Zulu by nationality or ethnic group, all I know is that the royal family has dealt with the issue of who the king is. The royal family, I understand, is going to go ahead with the coronation of the king, irrespective of what the government is saying, and that has nothing to do with politics between IFP, ANC, or any political party, because the king matter is above politics.
All right. Let's then talk about the 16 councils in total that you have amassed coming out of this latest round of local government elections. That's quite a mean feat for a party that only had 7 in 2016. Do you think with in a province that has become synonymous with violence, do you think that those who have been running these municipalities that you are now taking over are ready to hand over the keys?
They have no choice, Toli. The people of KwaZulu-Natal have spoken, and they have been aware, because the writing was on the wall, Toli. During the by-elections, the IFP has been taking wards from the ANC, and we declared it early that we will be taking municipalities from the ANC, including the hung municipalities. It will be over 20 municipalities. We have been telling them this because it has been our strategy dating back from 2012. We tested it in 2016. In 2019, we removed the DA as the official opposition. And in 2021, we declared we are going to take more municipalities as we are heading for 2024 to bring back the province to the IFP. They don't have a choice. This is a matter to be accepted because they understand democracy. Yeah. And above all, just 1 minute, yes. Above all, many ANC people and ANC supporters voted the IFP because many people are tired and fed up of corruption, service delivery, which they cannot see during their lifetime, and people want a change. And the ANC has no choice to refuse but to accept.
A splinter from the IFP, that's the National Freedom Party. I spoke to an interim secretary of that party during the vote counting process last week, and his words were, the IFP stands in the way of our party progressing, especially in KwaZulu-Natal, and they are willing to use violence if need be. And you will know that back and forth between yourselves and the NFP about the violence that ensued just before voting day. Is the IFP still a party of violence, Babu Hlabisa?
We are not a party of violence, and we never be. That isolated incidents occurred to Mr. Mdletshe, and the people who inflicted harm on him cannot really be identified as IFP people. We have demonstrated during the entire election campaign between any party and us, there has never been an exchange of violent activities only that isolated incident. And we advised Mr. Mdletshe that go and open a criminal case against the people who inflicted hurt on you, because we have nothing to do with them as the IFP. We are committed in governing the municipalities. We are in control, and we are looking forward to take back KwaZulu-Natal, and we will never be associated with violence at any stage, because even in the past, it took two to tango. The violence between the ANC and the IFP, it took both of us to get into that situation, and we took the responsibility to bring violence to an end, and we do not want that era to come back once again.
Absolutely appreciate your honesty in this regard, Mr. Hlabisa. Let's conclude our conversation. Which parties have either called you or parties that you have called in order to form coalitions in any of the hung municipalities?
Actually, we have received calls from the EFF, from the DA, even from the ANC. We are going to open discussions with the ANC because we want to be frank to them, not over the media, but face to face, because we know where we stand. We received many calls from other parties, ABC, from independents, where we need only one seat. There are so many people, even civic associations, who believe in our objectives, who have indicated their willingness to work with us.
IFP President Velenkosini Hlabisa, I thank you very much for your time, sir, talking to us from the city of Durban this morning.